Welch with Melco International, and we are very excited about today. I have a very special guest. We have Amar with Allied International with us. You want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Amar. I'm from Allied Hoops, and I'm very happy to be on this live with Josh today.
Awesome, and we have something special planned for you guys. I'm sure you guys are sick of watching me every week explain different things on the machine, so thought we'd give you a little bit of insight on one of our bigger partners and get a face to the hoops. So it's easy to order a product or stop into a shop and you never see the behind the scenes. So we thought we'd give you guys a little bit of a behind the scenes on here, and we have a pretty awesome giveaway. Amar, if you want to explain what we're giving away today, that'd be awesome.
Yep, so we actually recently came out with a couple of new hoop sizes. They're a bit larger jacket back sizes, and the way that we've designed them is that you can actually use them in both directions on the machine. And so the giveaway today is two lucky people. One will win one of our new 14 by 11 inch hoops, and the other will win one of our 16 by 12 inch hoops.
Which is pretty sweet. In order to win this, so these are going to be set up. These are Melco hoops supplied by Allied. So requirements, have a Melco machine that you can run these. And then all we want to hear from you guys is comment down below and let us know, what have you used your Allied gridlock hoops for in the past? How do you think it would benefit your business? Anything that you think would be, like I said, share your stories. See what we just want to see what's out there, what you guys are using these for, or what you would use them for if you won. So, Amar, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, we'd just love to get your feedback. If you have had any difficulties in the past with hooping and making sure your garments are straight or in the right place every time, we'd love to get those experiences, maybe help us develop some new products, down the line to, address those concerns. So.
Awesome. Well, from here, like I said, I want to give you guys a little bit of insight. Amar's going to share with us a little bit of the history of Allied Hoops. So sit back and let's hear from Amar on some Allied.
Thank you very much. We are a family-owned and operated small business, like many of you watching today probably are. My parents actually started the business back in 1982. But our family's entrance into embroidery was even before that. And so my extended family started their own embroidery business back in the 1960s. And that's actually still in operation today. And this was way before computerized embroidery machines were available. So people used to have to move their hoops by hand while they were basically operating the machine with a foot pedal, essentially.
What a crazy concept these days, huh?
Yeah. And so with that real world experience that our family has had, that's where a lot of our product design and development comes in for our line of embroidery hoops. And actually, Melco has been one of our oldest customers for the last 37, 38 years, almost from the start of the business. We've been supplying Melco with a variety of different embroidery hoops. And I don't know if any of you out there started out with Superstar or an Epicor or Stellar machines, flat table machines from back then, but that's what we used to make hoops for Melco for. And, at the time, the hoops that sort of came with the machine, they were, sort of limited sizes. And so one thing that we did was we would make wooden embroidery hoops of all different sizes and shapes for, to sort of expand the possibilities of what the machine embroiderers could embroider. Because if you don't have a hoop, you can't always say yes to a customer's job.
This is true.
And, of course, having just the right size of hoop for a particular design can make it easier to hoop the garment, and it can also provide you with better embroidery results. And so, that's why we developed a huge range of wooden hoop sizes. And, till date, we have, I believe, over 400 different molds that we can, potentially make wooden hoop width. And then, one thing that we used to hear was, of course, sometimes with hoops being only single height or only, about half an inch thick originally was, depending again on the material and whatnot, sometimes people would run into the problem of hoop pop out.
Yep.
And so one thing that we pioneered back then was what we call double height embroidery hoops. And so many of the hoops nowadays come double height or a little bit extra thick, but back then that was a new concept. And so our double height hoops, are about 3/4 of an inch thick. So that extra height really helps provide, more gripping power over standard single height hoop.
And I can attest to that, being in Wisconsin, it gets cold in the winter and Carhartt jackets are so thick. I remember we had a set of just the regular, single height hoops, and I found like in the back of the shop, one of your guys' double height hoops, and we put it on that Carhartt, and it was way easier to run. Like you said, the popping of the hoops, you didn't have to sit there and clamp everything in and kind of go back and forth.
No one wants to sit there and babysit the machine while
absolutely not.
And so, we took that concept when we developed our line of plastic hoops as the, market was shifting more and more to plastic. And so, in all of our plastic hoops are also double height to give that, extra sort of grip, that people used to love our wooden hoops.
Yep.
And then, but, sort of claim to fame of our products is the built-in feature set. So, just to show you, if you're not familiar with our hoops basically have a built-in grid on the top face and all the way along the inside of the hoop. And so where that comes in handy is especially when you are trying to line up your hoops on the garment. If the garment happens to have any sort of pattern in it, that can help to use as a reference point for lining up our hoops. So you can save a lot of time and hopefully avoid rejections by making sure your hoop is straight in the first place. And then the sort of larger long-term benefit for our hoops is if you are doing a large production job, of course you want to make sure your design is in the same place on every garment. And so having those lines helps you to make sure that you've lined up the next garment just as you lined up the first one. And that's what people have come to know our gridlock hoops for, that feature set.
Super helpful. I mean, how many of you guys, I know I have in the past, taken your Sharpie marker and marked in those hoops all your different spots. So with the gridlock, having that built right in, I mean, it is a huge time saver. Like you're saying, anything with patterns, or if you're running a shirt, you can line it up with the seam. I mean, it's definitely really good to get the consistency.
And you don't, I know a lot of people have to sometimes mark their garments ahead of time if their, hoops don't have the marking. So you even avoid having to do all that.
Yeah.
And just to speak about a couple other features of these hoops. So as most of you may be familiar with other plastic hoops, the finish on the hoops is very smooth usually. And so one thing that we've done is given a little bit of a texture to the surfaces of the hoop. And so that really helps add to the gripping power that our plastic hoops provide over the smooth finish. Another thing to help with hooping thicker items is the adjustment screw that we're using. It's a long screw and it's very easy to adjust by hand, but there's also a little slot in the screw for a screwdriver. So particularly for people with dexterity issues, or you have to do a bunch of these, one after another, you could use a screwdriver on that to help save your fingers a bit. And just a couple of small details. We've even embossed in a little T and an L with arrows on there, so you know which direction to turn the screw to tighten or loosen it, which, just a little detail to help make the hooping process a little bit easier. And another feature of our hoops that a lot of people, like about them is the strength of them. So But we've also made them a little bit flexible. So if you've ever dropped another type of hoop and seen it crack, it tends to happen at the worst times. But we've had people, not that I recommend doing this, but we've had people throw our hoops on the ground to see how strong they are, and they just bounce up right back into shape. And so if you can even help save a couple of hoops from breaking, there's some added value, right there with, choosing our hoops. So, right now we basically have 6 different round hoop sizes, starting from about 2.5 inches up to about 8 inches. And then we also have 9 different square rectangular hoops that start, small, about 4.5 by 5 inches. And now, of course, our largest one is the 16 by 12 inch. Yeah. And so one thing I wanted to show was, some people ask, what is the benefit of a square hoop over a round hoop? And so a round hoop is, of course, the go-to for most people, because the benefit of a round hoop is you get very, very even fabric tension when you're hooping something. So you get, nice stitch registration with the round hoop. But there are times when a square hoop is the best choice. So I'm just going to change my camera for 1 second. And I have this, just a backpack here. And there's a pocket at the top of the backpack. Now, if you had only a round hoop and you were trying to hoop inside this pocket, this is our 15 centimeter round. And so you can see the sort of available embroidery area within this 15 centimeter round hoop. Now, behind it is our 14 by 15 centimeter. So this is about 6 by 5.5 inch square hoop. And you can see how much extra embroidery area you get using this square hoop over the round. And if you had a larger design, which would not fit inside the 15 centimeter hoop, our next round size, the next larger size, is 18 centimeter. But in this particular case, this 18 centimeter hoop would be too large to fit inside the pocket. So in this case, this square hoop becomes the best choice for the job, because you're getting the maximum sewing area within it that can fit, within that pocket.
Yeah, sometimes that little extra bit really helps out on the design, especially in a backpack or something like that.
And this particular hoop, gives about 40% more embroidery area over the 15 centimeter round hoop. So you can really see, for fitting into bag pockets or other tight areas where larger round hoops can't fit, something like this is a great choice. The other, couple of examples for where these hoops really come in handy is for baby or children's wear, to do quote unquote jacket back designs on smaller garments. These smaller square and rectangular hoops really come in handy for those type of applications. And also, one other feature of our square hoops is we've added these lips on all 4 sides on the inside of the hoops to give sort of a straight edge on all 4 sides to help you hoop up your garment straight. And let me just switch to the camera. And so I wanted to just quickly explain how to use the lines on our hoops to help, hoop a garment straight. And, a lot of people, they get the hoops, they see the lines and don't always know exactly how to do it. So I have another example here. This is just standard polo shirt, like I'm sure many of you are accustomed to embroidering. And this particular shirt has this pattern of lines on it. Now that really helps, because now you have a reference built right into the garment, that you can use to line up with the lines of the hoop. And so if you wanted to put a design, let's say right in this white area between the red, you can see that basically I have centered the hoop vertically within the area of the red lines. And then horizontally, what I've done is, here we have, different lines. I happen to have lined the stitch of the placket up with the line D on the hoop. So now you know left, right, where you want to hoop this, and vertically. And so if you can keep track of this, so for this particular production job, this size of garment, I need to line up line D with the stitch of the placket, and then if you have some other vertical alignment reference point, then you keep track of that. So then if you have to do the same job a couple of months down the line, you can just easily make sure that this batch is embroidered in the same location as the previous one.
Which is absolutely great. Throw those notes in your sales, or in design shop, you can add notes into design and stuff like that. Everybody always gets that one garment that is just super hard to find that alignment on. And say that customer doesn't order back for a year, and you're like, oh great, where did I put those? If you have that marked down, that's one of the great things about those grid locks. You mark that down and they come back a year later and order the same garments, you're going to have consistency in that. So you don't have an employee wearing one of the old shirts, now the new shirts, and you got your embroidery way off. It's going to be in the exact same spot. So that's a great feature.
And just to show a similar but a little bit of different example, this particular shirt does not have any sort of built-in reference pattern, but we can still use the stitch line here to choose the horizontal alignment. And in this particular example, I just decided to use this button as the vertical reference point. So underneath here, if you were to be able to see through this hoop, you would see that the button is lined up with the center line on the hoop here. So that way I have a vertical and horizontal alignment point, even on a garment that doesn't have any pattern. Sometimes you may choose to use a different type of tool just to mark a certain location on the hoop to use as a reference point. But then, again, once you do that, you keep track of your reference points for that particular job, then it really helps to save a lot of time and of course, ensure that consistency that your customer is looking for.
Absolutely great stuff. And I just want to mention again, we're giving away 2 hoops today, you guys. We got the 14 by 11 and the 16 by 12, the dual orientation hoops. In order to be entered in that giveaway, just comment, what you like about the hoops, how you've used them. Just give something on what you really enjoy about these hoops or how you think they would benefit your shop. Like I said, these are for a Melco machine. So yeah, just comment in here and we'll get it at the end of this video. We'll get it the giveaway done. We're going to do a Wheel of Fortune type dealio, and we'll put everybody's name in there. And yeah, so once again, just comment on how you would use these to be entered into the giveaway, and I'll let Amar get back to demonstrating these wonderful hoops for us.
So just to mention, there are Hoopmaster fixtures available for all of our different sizes, and of course, the all-in-one hooper can get adjusted to accommodate our hoops. And that's a great tool, of course, for doing polo shirts and things like that. And so if you have the Hoopmaster along with our hoops, then our hoops just give an additional check to make sure that you have placed your garment on the Hoopmaster in the same location that you did previously, and that you're hooping it in the same location. But not everyone has a hooping table, especially if you're just starting out and you don't have all the equipment. That's where our hoops can really help you to hoop straight without needing additional equipment. And of course, the Hoop Master is great for hooping certain types of garments, shirts and that sort of thing. But there's going to be many different items that you want to embroider on that don't necessarily work well with the Hoop Master. So I just wanted to show a couple of sort of more unconventional items that show off the benefits of our hoops. So I have just a belt here, and so it's very easy to you then use the lines on the inside of the hoop to make sure that the belt is straight right across. And so if you ever wanted to do belts, dog collars, karate belts, bag straps, anything like that, having these lines built in right into the hoop, can really help to make sure that your hooping is straight.
Absolutely great.
And here's just another example. Cap hoops, cap drivers, not everyone gets that with the machine or has that as part of their equipment. But if you use the stitch line on the hoop itself, what I've done is just lined this up straight with these two markings on the top of the hoop. Now you can use a hoop that you might otherwise use for monogramming, something like that. Now you have a second use out of that hoop. And so, it really adds to the versatility and the value of our hoops, to be able to use them on so many different objects.
Absolutely.
And then I also now wanted to show specifically our new dual orientation hoops.
The star of the show.
We always love to provide an added value with our products to our customers. And so, many times, a lot of hoops, you get jacket-back hoops that are not square. They're always only horizontal, which is, of course, great when you want to do jacket-back designs and things like that on larger garments. But they don't always fit inside smaller garments, women's sizes or children's wear, things like that. So
Absolutely.
We really wanted to design this so that you can just turn the hoop this way and be able to fit it into narrower garments. So just to show you sort of the size, here I have a 2XL men's sweatshirt. And this particular sweatshirt happens to have this sort of material, water-resistant material in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it provides a great line that I can use to line up using the lines on the inside of the hoop to make sure that I hooped this sweatshirt straight. And also it gives me a reference point for the next time I have to do this.
Absolutely.
And in a similar way, there's another sort of unconventional item or non-traditional item. I have a towel here, and in a similar way, it has this sort of jacquard detail on it. And so I'm able to use this straight line and line it up with the line inside the hoop to make sure that the hoop is straight on the towel, which can be kind of difficult if you don't have all of these lines built right into the hoop.
Especially when you get in those big oversized towels and you're trying to keep everything straight on your table. It makes life a little bit easier having the marks on there, on the gridlock.
And then just to show you, I just took one of my wife's dresses, which is of course a little narrower than a larger men's garment, and you can see just how well this 14 by 11 inch hoop fits vertically in this garment. So if you can use one hoop to do two different types of jobs, you've already have that extra built-in value right there.
Absolutely.
And your dollar just gets spread that much further.
Super easy. Yeah, having that, being able to go vertical, just like you showed on that women's dress. How many times have, you try to get a full back design on something smaller and it just does not fit with a, conventional hoop. And I'll share my screen real quick and I'll show you guys in the Melco OS, it'll give you a good view of that too. So if we come over here into our hoop section, I have the Allieds right here. Here's the 16 by 12. You can see nice big field on there. And then if we switch it over to the 12 by 16, now we're going vertical on the exact same hoop. How awesome is that? All with just moving those brackets over. So absolutely genius. I love it. So once again, guys, we're giving away not one, but 2 hoops. So we're going to be giving away one of the 14 by 11s and one of the 16 by 12s for the Melco machines. If you guys would like to be entered into the giveaway, which we'll do a little question and answer here in a little bit and let people comment, and then we're going to get the giveaway going. But just comment, whichever social media platform you are, how these hoops have benefited your business, or how do you think they will. Once again, we're doing the 1 14 by 11 and 1 16 by 12 for the Melco machines. So comment down below. So Amar, anything else you want to add on the
experience with difficulty hooping something? If you've ever tried to do a belt, for example, and you didn't have a hoop with the lines in it, let us know how that went and how you think our hoop could help you.
Yeah, absolutely. Pictures, comments. We like to hear feedback on everything that you guys are doing. So yeah, Amar, that was really great on going through all the features of those hoops, and it was awesome to hear some of the history on Allied. Like I said, I really want people to get to know, now you think of Allied Hoops, you're going to see Amar's face here, you guys. So not a bad thing, right? It's good to kind of get a little inside scoop on the companies that we work so closely with every day. I'm sure you picked up these hoops many times, your customers have, and you just think of hoop, and now you got a little bit of history. Very long running company and innovators. So it's awesome stuff. We really appreciate you guys' hoops, Amar.
And we really appreciate our partnership with Melco. Closing in on 4 decades, and we really feel like Melco is a great match for us, as we both put a lot of importance on innovation and value and quality. So
absolutely,
thank you to Melco.
Yes, thank you. So let's kind of go through and see if anybody has any questions on here. We'll hang out for a little bit while we're answering questions, and then make sure you get your comments in, you guys, for the giveaway. Once we get to that point, I'll put off a cutoff, and we'll start putting everything in the Wheel of Fortune, and we'll share that screen, and we'll pick 2 winners to give some hoops away for. So let's kind of read. We got a lot of comments coming in on here. I was trying to keep up while we were going through some history and stuff, and lots going on from all platforms for you guys, which is awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. And yeah, everything's looking good. I don't see too many questions. Meredith looks like she asked if we could choose one hoop size of Allies. What size would you choose? What do you think is your most used hoop there, Amar, that you guys see the most going out?
So it's definitely still the 15 centimeter round.
Yeah,
that's just the most common size. But a lot of people are liking our smaller square hoops to do that same sort of left chest designs.
Right.
A lot of people are switching over to that.
Yeah, I absolutely love the square hoops. I use them quite often over here. So awesome. Looks like we got a lot of people that have, saying that they've used the Allied hoops, and they absolutely love them. We got a lot of people in here commenting that they would love to try them. So today might be your lucky day, guys. You might get to try some out. So I think what we're going to do at this point then is, I'm not seeing too many questions coming in. We'll go through and we'll start grabbing names, and we're going to go through and add them in and do the giveaway. Oh, I also wanted to mention that these are all up on the Shop Melco website. You guys can order right through there. If I pull this up, let me share my screen real quick here. You come onto the Shop Melco website, you guys. You can see we have them all added, and we're running a 10% discount for the next week. So hop on in and grab some hoops while they are on sale. So here's the premium, the dual orientation right here. We got both of those up there, and a bunch of the Allied hoops on the website. So go in and grab them. All right, let's get to the giveaway part. I think everybody's probably pretty excited about that. So let me start grabbing some names here. This might take a little bit, you guys. We got a lot of people commenting. So, all right. Let's see. Scroll down. Start at the beginning here. All right. We got a lot of people commenting. Like I said, guys, make sure you comment on how you could use them or how you have used them in order to be entered in the giveaway. All right, looks like the first person to comment on what they could use these for is Angela Howell. So I'm going to add you in, Angela. All right, let's keep scrolling through.
So I see Alex Alston has mentioned that she would use one of the bigger hoops for doing patches.
Oh.
And so that's certainly a great use for those larger hoops. I also wanted to just show one example even for smaller hoops. So if you don't do patches a lot, maybe you don't want to make your patches from scratch, then of course you can get blank patches. And, you know, for example, I have this square patch here. And, you know, first you could hoop up some backing, use some adhesive spray, and just, again, use the lines to make sure that you are lining up the patch straight in the hoop. You could just stitch right on that way. So it's just another one of those different sort of things that you may not be doing regularly, but some customer comes in wanting patches and you have the hoops, then, you know, you're getting even more value out of them.
Ready to go. I do love doing patches. All right. Brett Case. Got a lot of names to add in here, guys. That's awesome.
And I see another comment from Carla. She said they're great size hoops for end-to-end quilting too. So that's a great point. There's a lot of, you know, pre-set designs and things for quilting 4x4 inch square, 5x5 square, etc. And the smaller size of our square hoops sort of work perfectly for those different sets of, you know, designs you can get out there for quilting.
Uh-oh. All right. 1 second here.
There's another question from D asking how thick is the hoop. So on our plastic hoops, the inner hoop is about 3/4 of an inch thick. And again, we've, you know, given some extra height on our hoops compared to some others to just give you more available surface area. So when you're trying to hoop something really thick that has a tendency to want to push that outer ring off, or even if you're hooping something slippery like a, you know, satin or something like that, just having that extra surface area really helps to be able to grip that fabric well.
Absolutely. All right. So we got a lot of people in here. What we're going to do now is I'm going to scroll through and we're just going to stop on a random name here. And like I said, we're going to give 2 of them away. So our first winner of the Allied Hoops is going to be, and which one do you want to give away first, Mara? Which one should we do?
Let's give away the 14 by 11.
14 by 11. All right. Scrolling through, and where we stop is Kathy Pop. So KATHIEPOPP. Kathy, if you would like to direct message or send an email off to, you can send an email to joshwelch@melco.com, and we'll get your information taken care of. You can also send us a direct message on Facebook. But you are the winner of the 14 by 11.
Congratulations.
Nice. I hope that, yeah, keep us posted on what you use it for. We'd like to hear some feedback too. So, our next giveaway winner for this is going to be for the 16 by 12. We are going to give that one away to tons of people in here. Who's it going to stop on? All right. We got Enamari Gill. You have won the 16 by 12 hoop. Once again, you can either send me an email over at joshwelch@melco.com and we'll get your information sent on over, or just send us a message real quick with all your information and we'll get those hoops shipped off to you. So I hope you guys have a lot of use for these and it helps with your business. So Amar, anything else you'd like to add?
I just wanted to again thank you and
Yes.
Melco for being our partners in this for again nearly 4 decades. I mean, a lot of people can't say that about how long their relationship has been. So
yeah,
I just want to thank you again and thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today and just highlight some of our different sides.
And thanks for agreeing to this. This was a lot of fun, and like I said, lots of years partnering up and many more to come. So we're really happy to have you on board here. And like I said, it was great to give everybody kind of an inside view of Allied Hoops a little bit there. So until next time, thank everybody for tuning in, and hope this was a nice little giveaway for you guys. So we'll probably do some more stuff in the future. So stay tuned. You know, every Wednesday we do a Facebook Live. That'll be at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. So tune on in to next week. So thank you guys, and everybody have a great rest of the week. And thanks again, Amar, for tuning in or for helping out with this.
Sure.
Bye, guys.
Bye.